Myself, Dr. Humaira. I am from JT Arts, Science and Commerce College for Women, Maligaon. My topic is respiratory tract. Respiratory tract means the pathway by which air enters inside of the lungs and comes out. The respiratory tract consists of airways that carry air to and from the exchange surfaces of lungs. The respiratory tract can be divided into conducting portion and a respiratory portion. The conducting portion begins at the entrance to the nasal cavity and continues through the pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and large bronchiole. The respiratory portion includes the small tract and most delicate bronchioles and alveoli that are the site of gas exchange. In addition to delivering air to the lungs, the conducting passageways filter warmth and humidity the air, thereby protecting the alveoli from debris, pathogens, and environmental extremes. By the time the air reaches the alveoli, most foreign particles and pathogens have been removed and humidity and temperature are within acceptable limits. The respiratory tract starts from the nose. Air normally enters the respiratory system with pair of nose or nostrils that communicate with the nasal cavity. The vestibule is the portion of the nasal cavity. The ciliated lining of nasal cavity contains goblet cells. The goblet and mucus cells produce mucus that bathes the exposed surface of the nasal cavity. Cilia sweeps the that moves and any trapped debris or microorganisms to the pharynx where it can be swallowed and exposed to the acids and enzymes of stomach. The next part is nothing but the pharynx. The pharynx is a chamber shared by the digestive and respiratory system that extends between the internal near and entrance of the larynx and esophagus. The soft palate separates the nasopharynx from oropharynx. Material entering the digestive tract pass through both the oro and laryngopharynx. The parrot lie in the lateral wall of the oropharynx. The next portion from which air passes is nothing but the larynx. Incoming air leaves the pharynx by passing through narrow opening the glottis, which is surrounded and protected by the larynx. The elastic epiglottis projects about the glottis. During swallowing, the epiglottis folds back over the glottis, preventing the entry of liquid or solid particles. The vocal cords and sound production occurs when air passes through the glottis. These vibrations generate sound waves. The pitch of the voice is regulated by the amount of tension in the vocal cords. The volume depends on the force of air movements. The final production of the distinct words further depend on voluntary movement of tongue, lips and cheeks. The next part is nothing but the trachea. The trachea is a windpipe flexible tube. It attaches to the cartilage of larynx. The wall of trachea is supported by tracheal cartilage. These are C-shaped in structure and protect the airways. They also prevent its collapse as pressure change in the respiratory system. Then air passes into the bronchi. The tracheal branches within the mediastinum gives rise right and left pulmonary bronchi. Histological structure of primary bronchi resemble that of the trachea, complete with cartilaginous C-shaped ring. The primary bronchi and their branches form the branchial tree. As it enters the lung, each primary bronchus gives rise to secondary bronchi that enter the lobes of lungs. The secondary bronchi divided to form 9 to 10 tertiary bronchi in each lung. When the diameter of passage has narrowed to around 2 mm, cartilage disappears completely and this narrow passage represents bronchiole. The bronchiole is varying in diameter. It is helpful distribution of air in the lungs. Some smooth muscles in the wall of bronchioles helpful for the dilation of the respiratory passage. Constriction of these muscles completely block the passageways. After further branching, the terminal bronchiole is present in the lung lobule. A lobule is segment of lung tissue that is bounded by connective tissue. This passage then ends into the bronchial tree, which deliver air to the respiratory surface of the lungs, which is the last unit and known as the alveoli. So, the respiratory bronchioles open into expansive chamber called alveolar ducts. These end at alveolar sac. Each lung contains near about 150 million alveoli. Their abundance gives the lungs an open spongy appearance. From this region, the exchange of the gases takes place by the respiratory membrane of the alveoli to the membranes of the squamous epithelium, endothelial epithelium, or basement membrane lie in between the alveolar and endothelial cells. In such a way, the air enters into the lungs by this path, and this path is called respiratory tract. Thank you very much.